What's up, Fit Family? It's your boy Allende. I am chilling in Manila, Philippines, one of the many islands that they got out here. What is this? Your capital, your major city? Yeah,
No.
major city. All right, so I got a couple of Filipinas with me. Let's see if we can pick their brain. All right, so what's your name? What's your age? Uh, Relationship status, and where are you from?
I am Sandra Faith de la Cruz and I am 25 years old. I am taken and I'm from Cainta Rizal.
Okay, is that like you gotta, we don't know too much, so that's a city, a
Yeah, it's
province,
a
island.
province.
Okay, so
Yeah.
kind of slower pace, suburbs. What is it?
Yeah,
Beach.
kind of like, but it's almost like a city like already.
Okay,
Yeah.
is it where we find the naughty girls, or is it where we find the good girls?
I'm not sure because I don't go out that much. So
Maybe it's where the good girls
hopefully,
are.
good girls.
Okay. What about you? Name, age, relationship status, and where are you from?
I'm Angel. I'm
Mhm.
28, taken slash complicated from BGC Taguig.
Okay. Just explain to them a little bit what that is, because like I said, we're trying to get familiar with the Philippines and the terrain, and so where is that? What is it like?
BGC is a city,
Hmm.
more like a upscale city in Metro
Okay.
Manila.
All right. So kind of the impression that I was given of that area. I haven't really, I've been there, but I haven't really gotten to do what I want to do. But the idea I get is it's kind of like a little bit more higher end, high fashion, the more affluent people. I don't know if I want to use the word educated or it's kind of where like the fashion mall is. Isn't the Mall of Asia in that area?
No, Mall of
No?
Asia is in Pasay.
Okay, but see,
It's
I'm
yeah.
trying to learn my geography here, guys.
Yeah.
But just tell us a little bit about that area, and then also what's the area that the Mall of Asia is in, and like kind of what to expect in those areas.
In BGC, you would expect the streets to be clean,
Mm.
and there are safety marshals 24 hours.
Mm-hmm.
You won't expect also that there will be no jeepney or buses in the streets.
Okay.
And you mentioned earlier that it's a more
Mm-hmm.
educated place. Well, kind of, but at the same time, because, yeah, let's say, because some people who work there, who are well educated, are
Mm.
not from there. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Okay,
So,
so I think that's a good point to make. Is that an area where there's a little bit more diversity as far as where people are from? You know what I
yes,
mean? Like there's more
yes.
people that have relocated there, maybe for school or work. So it's a little bit more diversity, a little more mixed.
It's more like people go there to work, not
Mm-hmm.
really to stay, because the cost of living in BGC
Mm-hmm.
is high compared to the other cities.
Got it.
But it is also a city where you will find a lot more of foreigners than Filipinos.
Okay, a little bit more English speaking and better English speaking there, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, because okay, the reason why I ask these questions is because, like for me myself, right? This is my third visit to the Philippines, so I'm trying to learn and figure out where is what different flavors, where to find what, etc. And it is pretty like spread out here. Like, so for example, if I'm not in the Philippines and never been, and I'm looking at photos and pictures, I'm like, oh wow, this beach is super beautiful. That's the Philippines. And it's like you get here and it's like, yeah, but that beach is way over here and you have to take a flight and it's you're like, oh, so it's not near the major airport that I flew into? No, it's not. So I just want guys to kind of maybe get a little bit of a better understanding, crash course on the geography, if you can help us. So can you kind of shout out some of the more beautiful uh beaches and beach areas and then how they would get there? And then also some of the more commercialized and more uh developed city areas and how they might get and navigate to there.
Well, there's this beach that we always go to when I was little. It's
Mhm.
in Sambales. It's again a province again. It's like a mini Boracay.
Mhm.
If you've been to Boracay, so it also
Mhm.
has white sand. So it's kind of like you have to take a bus. I think, but when we go there, we usually use a car
Mhm.
just to go there. But I think you can go to Putipot Island. It's called Putipot Island by bus, and then you will uh un, ride a boat, a small boat,
Mm-hmm.
just to go there.
Okay, so
Yeah,
about how long and how much does the bus cost? And when I say how long, I mean say how long from Manila Airport is the bus ride, and what direction is it, and how much does it cost?
I'm not sure, but I think it's 8 hours. The ride. Yeah,
What on one bus?
eight, hindi ba?
That's
Kasi
four.
four. Well, there.
Muna
Um,
pa. If it's
yeah,
Or
it's
depending on
very
traffic?
well.
depends on
Well,
traffic.
from Rizal, it's kind of
Rizal.
like 8 hours, but I'm
From
not
Manila.
sure from Manila. Yeah, so yeah, you can go there. I'm not. I think back then it was like around, I think, 700 pesos. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
what's in dollars that is. It's,
$16 ish. Okay.
yeah, to ride the boat. I think 6 packs per boat, and then you can go to the
So about how
island.
long is the boat ride?
It's around 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
It's very short.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then of course you have an option to like sleep there via tent, but there's no electricity back then. I'm not sure right now
Mm-hmm.
because it was very long time, but yeah, it's
Okay.
one of a core memory. Yeah, because that's where my family always go.
Okay. I just want to touch on a few things because again, I'm here trying to represent an ambassador for you guys because for example, there's a lot of guys meeting girls online. So again, if you've never been to the Philippines and say you're in America or Canada or whatever, you're kind of thinking of the Philippines as like one entity, and it's not. So you could be online talking to a girl, and you're thinking it's going to be as simple as just taking a trip to the Philippines to the major airport again, and then come to find out the girl you've been talking to and investing time in, she's way in a province that's going to take like a day to get to. So that's why I kind of bring these topics up because I want guys to kind of be aware of these things. Because when you're talking to the girl online, she's not going to make any of these things seem like a mission or a journey. She's going to make it seem easy. Um, and it's not. So I want guys to know that Manila is Manila, and everything else is everything else. If you see beautiful beaches and pictures and girls in bikinis and stuff, it's not Manila, right? Because I was fooled. And I also was like told, hey, you want to go to a beach? Hey, you can go to Batangas. It's the closest beach. And I'm like, all right, cool, let's do that. Rented a car, rented a driver for the day and everything. It was a 3.5 hour drive. So in other words, the commute took me damn near 7 hours to get there and back. So I spent more time in the car than I did at the beach. I don't want that to happen to you guys. The beach was beautiful. The women weren't. So there are different expectations for different beaches and different areas of the Philippines is what I'm trying to get at. Okay. So okay, so where do they find girls like you in the Philippines?
Like me,
Hmm.
uh, at school.
Okay, like what schools and where are those?
I'm from the University of the Philippines, so usually and from College of Music, so you'll just see me. Well, if me,
Mm-hmm.
I'm a musician, so you would see me in like practice rooms.
Well, no. I mean, like, where is it? Like, where is it in the city or whatever? What city is it in?
It's in
College.
Manila, Quezon City.
Uh huh.
Yeah.
Okay. What about you?
I would say would find a woman like me from the north.
Mm-hmm.
It's Baguio City,
Mm-hmm.
but not only in Baguio, it's more on the city of the north, which is different from the beauty of the women here
Mm-hmm.
in Metro.
Mm-hmm.
The women in the north, they have a natural beauty with a tan skin,
Mm-hmm.
whereas in the south, most of them are
Lighter.
has a lighter
Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
skin. Yeah,
agree. Because I've been to Buskalan,
Mm-hmm.
and the women there are so beautiful. They're so beautiful, and I was like,
they don't even wear makeup at
yeah,
all.
they don't wear makeup. They have like,
Okay, reiterate. Where's this place? Because I'm telling you, there's gonna be guys that
It's
are marking the map. Where's this place?
well,
North.
it's in the north,
Mm-hmm.
north of the Philippines. There are a couple of cities there: Baguio City, Urdaneta, La Union, like different provinces from the north.
And the closest major airport, international
No
airport.
airport there. The nearest airport, there would be in Clark, but
Pampanga.
Clark, Pampanga is
Still far.
4 hours, 4 to 5 hours away from Manila.
Flight or
No,
drive
bus.
from that airport.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, this is very important, guys. This is very important stuff because you want to know.
Mhm.
entails said trip or visit. And I would hate for you to come to the Philippines, have limited time,
Mhm.
and not find the treasure that you're looking for. So we need an accurate treasure map.
Yeah, just to add, the reason why there's no airport in Baguio City is
Mm.
because it's a city of mountains. So it's complicated for them to land.
Mm.
There's a airport there, but it's closed. It's not for commercial, only for emergency purposes.
Nice. All right, lot going on, lot going on. Okay, so are there any questions or any curiosities or maybe things you don't understand about foreign guys, Westerners, Americans? Because I know Filipinos have a lot of misconceptions as well as assumptions. Like for example, I've known Canadian guys that they're like, "Yo, they keep calling me GI Joe. They keep, assuming I'm an American, but I'm not." And then also, when you are from America, they think we're like all the same, but America has many different cities and places. So, are there any things that like I don't know you wonder or you're not too sure about Americans or foreigners in general from the West?
Yeah, there's something I want to ask, but
Mm,
it's more like the purpose of foreign men
okay.
coming here. Uh, it's just bothers me why foreign guys would come to the Philippines, criticize people, the women, the place, or how the process in the Philippines, like
Mm-hmm.
how long it takes to process this and that,
Mm-hmm.
or whatsoever. But and yet they stay here.
Mm-hmm.
So why would they come here,
Mm-hmm.
complain, and stay? Why don't you just
Mm-hmm.
go back?
I can give you my take on it. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm way cold and off, or maybe I'm way warm and hot and right on point. But I think what happens is people usually criticize when an expectation wasn't met. Now, whether or not they should have had that expectation in the first place is arguable. And that's part of why I'm making this type of content because I don't want guys having the wrong expectation about certain places. I'm the type of person that I reserve an opinion on somewhere until I've actually been there. The thing about media, especially visual media, is that it's really hard to disconnect from what you see and what you know. So you say seeing is believing. If I watched a Transformers movie, I just watched a truck transform into a robot. That doesn't mean that there's a truck out there that can turn into a robot and walk around and talk. But I saw it with my own eyes. So a lot of times media can be very deceptive. So I've heard all kind of rumors, assumptions and expectations about places I'm from people that have never been. And I experienced that when I first started really traveling a lot on my own when I was like in my early 20s. And I'm going places and they're like, "Oh, you from New York." And they telling me how New York's supposed to be. And I'm like, "New York is nothing like that." But that's the idea they have of New York based on the news, TV, what they saw. So I think it's a lot of things that certain guys might be running from in America, certain dissatisfaction, injustices, or whatever. And then they get this idea that Thailand is going to be so much better and it's going to be perfect. And I don't have to deal with this. And the women aren't like that. And then they get there and either they realize it's not what they thought or they find new problems. And then there's resentment. Then they're upset and they're acting like somebody lied to them. Um, and they didn't find what they were promised. You know what I mean? But did someone really promise you something, or did some content creator or some media give you a perception and you chose to buy into it without seeing for yourself? And then also keep in mind that person's report of a place was that person's experience. That doesn't mean that's going to be your experience. So I think that could be part of it. And I definitely don't understand where you're coming from, how that could be irritating or disrespectful. It's like, yeah, dude, but you're here.
Yeah.
We don't owe you
Yeah,
anything.
yeah. I
Nobody
mean,
told you to come here.
Philippines is really wonderful. People
Mm-hmm.
are hospitable. There are nice beaches, like
Mm-hmm.
she mentioned. Uh, we try our best. We are also a good communicator.
Mm-hmm.
English is not our first
First language,
language,
exactly.
but even if you go outside, see a boy there or even a beggar knows how to speak English,
Mm-hmm.
they might not be able to create a good construction of sentence, but they will do their best
All
to
right.
communicate with you. Unlike with other countries, they won't even glare at you
Oh, of
because
course, I agree.
they don't know how to speak English.
No. There are
They don't
countries where they
understand.
do speak English and
But
they
they don't.
still won't speak
Yeah,
English.
exactly. So
Go to Montreal. Go to French Canada. They speak perfect English, and they'll look at you like you're stupid if you try to speak to them in English. They'd be like, "Speak French. You're here. Speak French." So I agree with that. That's a pet peeve I've had of Americans for a long time, that they have a habit of looking down on people or criticizing people that don't speak perfect English, yet that person speaks an extent of English and you don't speak any of their language. So they got one up on you. If they speak 50% English, they still speak 100% their language. So they speak 1.5 languages, you speak one language. And you're acting as if you're better than them
Yeah,
because
that's
they
true.
can't
That's
speak
true.
your language
And we
to,
have
to
many
perfection.
languages in the
And we don't
Philippines.
just learn, we don't just pick it up. We
Mhm.
learn, we spend money to learn
To
your
learn it.
language. You know,
Right.
we go to school from like preschool to
Right.
grade 1 and going to college.
It's
Mhm.
We
all in
have that
English.
subject English.
It's an
So
arrogance. It's an
yeah.
American arrogance. A lot of people in a lot of foreign countries don't like it. So trust me, I get it. I agree with it 100%. And I believe that if you're someone else's home, you need to respect it. Whereas Americans, we don't necessarily see it that way because not only are we a new country, not only are we a multicultural country, but we're literally built and founded on the idea of many people coming into one place. So we don't really put too much emphasis in people being from somewhere else because everyone in America is technically from somewhere
Mhm.
else, whereas other places are homogenous. So they only really have that one strong culture, and anything else seems extremely different. You know what I mean? So there's that difference there. But being sold, sour goods, it's it's all over the world. I mean, there's people that go to France and they're super disappointed when they leave Paris because they're like, "Yo, there was no romance." But who told you there was going to be romance? The media told them that France is the most romantic place on the world. No, it's really not. But you would believe that until you went yourself. I've been to France. It's not very romantic.
But it will be if you have somebody to enjoy it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But if you went there with someone you were already in love with and so on and so forth, then you're going to do all these beautiful, romantic things. So again, like I said, it's the perception that that individual had based on their experience. And then when they share it with others, others might not go and find the same thing, right? Which is why I want guys to understand this is not a one size fit all kind of thing. It's not magic. It's not, oh my God, American women are terrible. The value of the dollar is depreciating so rapidly. The cost of living so expensive. I'm gonna go somewhere else, and all problems will be solved. Not really. Yo, but the cost of living so and so is so much cheaper. Yes, and the quality of what you get for that money is so much lower. Did you think you were gonna have a luxury condo in another country for half the price? No. You might have the same amount of space, square foot. You get what I'm trying to say? But you're not going to have the best internet. You're not going to have the best AC units. You get what I'm trying to say? You're not going to get all of what you were getting in your native country, a highly developed nation. And then you went to another nation that's less developed and you thought you were going to get all of that, but for less money. You might not get that at all, regardless of how much money you have. It might not even be available. I literally know people that have bought property in Colombia and had to import parts and appliances to have certain type of plumbing, to have a certain type of toilet. Like it's not even available in Colombia. You have to bring it in from another country and then have them rip out the one that's in your apartment and install it, right? So I just want guys to know that all of this is a thing. Don't expect magic over here, right? It's a whole nother animal, a whole nother beast. Come as an explorer, come prepared to learn, come prepared to experience, come with an open mind, an empty vessel that you're going to fill with new experiences, not with this half full expectation, right? Because you will be disappointed, right? And I think you should research it more than falling in love with some girl on the internet, which is what happens to most guys. They like fall in love with some chick on the internet and then they get there and she's not who she said she was. But that's your fault. We're trying to build a relationship with someone through a fucking keyboard, right? Do you have any questions for us foreign invaders?
Why invade us?
Yeah.
Why
Okay, this
invade?
is kind of like different from very, very far from her question,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, it's just a thought, I guess. Because what does foreign men think, or like men in general think about women making the first move? Do they value that or think highly of that?
I think that's tricky. I think that's based on the individual, probably. Um, and then also, of course, it makes a difference whether or not you're interested in the woman making the move. If a woman's making a move on you, you're not interested. That could be really cringy. That could be really uncomfortable because guys probably wouldn't even know how to reject her. Like they wouldn't even know how to reject her. You know what I mean? And then I think there's some guys that would love that until they got it, and then be like, yeah, that was weird. You know what I mean? Um, but what would make you ask that question?
Just a thought, cause like based on someone's experience, I guess. I just
Who, yours or a friend? You asking for a friend?
yeah.
Just asking for a friend?
Just like a foreign standpoint,
Hmm.
do also women in America or do that also, or it's not?
I think America is suffering from a sense of structure or tradition or a blueprint. I think that's why we're suffering socially right now. Because people don't even know how you're supposed to approach anything anymore. You know what I mean? Everything's all over the place. It's like anything goes, but the majority of those things aren't working. So yeah, you could do them, but are they working? And then we're not sure what we should be doing based on what has traditionally worked, because we're told that that's somehow bad or wrong, even though it's been working. You know what I mean? So I think, for example, and I want you guys to correct me if I'm wrong, but I think there is a lot of compatibility with Western men and foreign women from countries that might be considered to be underdeveloped. I don't even like to use that term, but for a lack of a better term, right? And I think that compatibility can be summed up to the men desire more submissive women, more cooperative women, more feminine women. Some will call that traditional. I think that's nonsense. Femininity isn't traditional. Femininity is feminine. It doesn't have anything to do with what time frame that person was born. Feminine is feminine, masculine is masculine. It never goes out of style. It's not a trend. But we use these terms. Like she's a modern woman. That's why she acts like a dude. What? No. She acts like a dude because she's been programmed and conditioned to think that's a better way to behave. So the guys want that. Okay. They want that essence of femininity, that subtleness, that softness. And the women in these so called underdeveloped countries, they actually want that modernization. They actually want that new stuff. They want that freedom. They want to be able to go to school and get an education. They want to go ahead and work a job and have their own little bit of money. Um, and the men in their countries are quote unquote traditional and are trying to fight this. You get what I'm saying? This influence in their women, and it comes off as being controlling. So when they do meet a foreign guy or start dating or dealing with a foreign guy, they're like, he seems so relaxed. Like he's so chill with the things that I like or the things I want to do or the interests that I have. He's not like, yo, where you going? What are you doing? Why do you need to go to school? Why do you need to work this job? Why do you need overtime? Why do you need? He's not tripping because he's used to his women being able to do whatever the hell they want, in spite of what he would prefer. So they end up being a good match for that reason, if that makes sense. And the way the women describe it is, oh, foreign guys are open minded. You see what I mean? And what they mean is foreign guys aren't trying to control them or dim their light or try to squeeze them down into a box, if that makes sense, that they could like put a lid on. And the foreign guys are just happy that they have a woman that's still feminine, still subtle, still asks permission to do stuff, still respects his masculinity and his authority. So for that reason, it tends to be a good,
They complement each
right, a
other.
good
Yeah.
energy at this point. It's pretty balanced. But would you agree that that's kind of one of the things that women like about foreign guys in these countries?
Uh, I cannot speak for everyone, but I
Mm-hmm.
would speak for myself. I see foreign guys more, well, at least for what I have experienced, or
Mm-hmm.
that they are more mature than the Filipino men that I have dated before. Also because maybe they are more literally mature than
Mm-hmm.
the Filipino men I have dated before. They are
Mm-hmm.
older than me, than the Filipino men.
Okay.
And I'm kind of biased on at this point. I would rather date foreign guys than Filipinos. No hate for Filipino men.
Right.
It's just that I I feel more appreciated. I feel more that the foreign guys appreciate me than the Filipino men.
No,
It's
they value you more.
mm, value is a no. I would say appreciate. I mean like
Mm-hmm.
how I look or everything. Value is a deeper
Mm-hmm.
deeper thing, no subject. Yeah, but
Okay.
for like to attract. foreign guys are more attracted to me than Filipino guys. Foreign guys are more attracted to me than Filipino guys
Hmm.
because there's a
A stigma with skin
cultural,
tone.
yeah,
Hmm.
maybe, and the social standard uh of the Philippines is different.
Hmm.
It's like we are all used to this skin tone. So when we see someone who is white, who has pointy nose, we see them as, wow, this girl is so beautiful.
Hmm.
Like she's not like the others, something like that. So
Hmm. What do you think about that?
I think there's progress right now. Now,
yeah, that's
yeah,
true.
but in the past,
Mm-hmm.
everything that you see that is different. For example, the skin tone and everything, especially when we see like Korean or other Asian
Hmm.
races, like wow, they're so
It's
beautiful.
considered better.
Yeah, it's considered
Mm.
better. But
Okay.
now I'm kind of like a bit happy because again there's progress, and now you will see a lot of morena models, morena
Hmm.
artists
Hmm.
or actors. So yeah, I think it's
Improving.
slowly improving
Hmm.
and accepting our own. Yeah,
Got it. Okay.
that's yeah. And I think men, I think what I see in the TV, they want tanned skin for
Hmm.
some reason.
No, I mean,
Foreign men, like a lot.
men. Trust me, men don't discriminate. But I
Yeah,
understand what you're saying. The
yeah,
media
yeah.
portrays it a certain way,
Yeah. I
and
mean,
yeah.
like for example, is it okay to like mention a show here or something?
No, you
Right.
can mention anything you want.
So like the
I got
90
this Coke
days,
here, and it's
90,
Jack and Daniels, and my
like
favorite.
90 days fiance. Like you
Hmm.
would see a lot of Filipino women, like
Hmm.
very tan and they're
Hmm.
beautiful, and then the foreign men just love them so much.
But
Yeah,
women have a habit of thinking that what's popular in media has anything to do with men,
yeah.
and they don't. I've had a woman tell me that Kim Kardashian wouldn't exist if there wasn't a demand for her. And she was basically trying to say that Kim Kardashian is as popular and famous as she is because men desire her. I'm like, men don't care about Kim Kardashian. I promise you. They don't.
Women there.
The exact
Women.
women and
Yeah.
homosexual men
Yeah,
idolize Kim Kardashian.
that's why a lot
Right.
of people like Filipina, especially Filipina women,
Mhm.
like want to get their skin
Right. But what
whitened.
I'm trying to
Yeah,
say is the men aren't asking for that. Just like in the black community, black women think they need to have wigs and weaves and
Mhm.
fake hair that emulates European hair, and they want to wear contacts and all this other kind of stuff. But the men themselves have zero interest in that. And the way the men phrase it is, y'all don't do that for us, y'all do that for yourselves. And they mean other women. But actually, no, what it is they do it for themselves in the sense of they've been programmed to think that that is the pinnacle of beauty. Therefore, they need to pursue that look. But it's within females' minds that these things are desired or popular, whereas guys go for beauty, regardless of what color it comes in. Mercedes Benz is a Mercedes Benz. That model is that model. I don't care if it's red, burgundy, yellow, green, orange, silver, it's still the same car. Men appreciate the car itself, not the color. But the women are thinking that's how we think. We don't think that way.
I think
There are
it's
beautiful dark skinned people and there are ugly dark skinned people. There are beautiful light skinned people and there are ugly light skinned people. That's how guys think. Is she hot or not? Period.
I
Yeah,
think it's rather than what men thinks. It's because of the beauty standards in the
exactly.
showbiz. Yeah,
And
yeah,
who gets attention? Let's be real. It's
yeah.
women want to be who gets the most
Yes,
attention. And that's why
exactly.
Kim
That
Kardashian is popular and
that's
famous and can
why.
sell all these makeup lines and all this
Yeah, they
nonsense.
think
She gets
that's
more
what
attention.
men want.
Right.
Right.
Because and listen, real quick because I know we got to wrap it up. Women make the same misconception with surgeries and all these type of things. They'll say, "Well, men like it." And it's like, "No, no, stop it. You're confusing what men actually like and what gets attention. If you get your boobs done, you're going to get more attention. That doesn't mean men like it or prefer it. Doesn't mean they want to marry it. It means it catches their attention. Like I can't help but look at that. That doesn't mean that I want my wife to have that. Same thing with getting the butts done, the BBLs. The women are thinking, well, those girls got the most followers, so that must be who men want. It's like, no. First of all, most of their followers are women. Stop. Period. End quote. That's one part of it. The next thing is that extra attention that they're getting is not positive, it's not genuine, and it's not wife attention. Where's the increase in marriages with women with BBLs? and outrageously big boob jobs and piercings and tattoos and all these things that women do to draw more attention to themselves. So women have to learn the difference between positive and desired attention and just attention in general. If a child is acting out and misbehaving, that child will get more attention than the well behaved children. But it's not good attention. It's why won't this kid calm down, sit his ass down, and stop acting up and breaking stuff? And then there's positive attention. This child is excelling. They're learning multiple languages. They're playing instruments. They're excelling in sports. Their grades are high. It's a different type of attention. And unfortunately, negative things seem to get more attention, right? Because they need correcting. So yeah. So I just wanted to clear those things up. We got to get out of here, guys. This was kind of like a little spur of the moment thing. But I will be coming with more interviews with foreign women, and there will be more of them. I want to keep it at 3, but I appreciate the 2. I think it's dope. So give us feedback. Let us know what you think. Again, I want to thank you, ladies, for coming through. Any more questions for foreign invaders and colonizers or anything like that?
I'm good.
You know, we coming in here trying to snatch up all your women's.
I'm good. I'm good.
You good?
There's one thing I want to ask.
Mhm.
Just one thing. How there's two, but answer with one.
Mhm.
So how do you view Filipino women, and are you willing to break any negative stereotypes about Filipino women?
Okay, yeah, that's a good question. It's almost like we planned that. Like we inspired to ask that. That's actually one of my goals with this particular project and series of interviews and investigating. Is that my goal is to get to the truth and the balance. Because, like I was saying, negative things seem to get more attention. It's the same thing with like content creating and coverage. If you say horrible things about a person or place or idea or whatever, you'll get more traffic, more attention, more views, more followers, more subscribers, more everything. Because it's easier to band people together based on what they dislike. Um, so what happens is people tend to focus on the negative things, and they could be a very small percentage of a population that's doing said negative things, but it will get a lot of attention and it will paint the the bigger body of people in that light, and it's not necessarily true. So, for example, are there some women that are like manipulating foreign guys to get a green card or citizenship somewhere else? Yes, but it's a very small percentage in all actuality. Most women tend to want to live in their country. They want to live better in their country, but doesn't everyone? But they don't necessarily have this desire to live in America and go somewhere else and have citizenship somewhere else. But but for the few that do want that and manipulate to get that, you see what I mean? It gives the impression that that's them. Watch out for these Filipinas. They're trying to get you to marry them so that they can go live in America. That's like 2%. The next thing is how many of these women are trying to hustle you for your money and don't really like you, but they're just trying to manipulate you to get your money. Is that most of them? So that's what I'm here to kind of figure out. And just like you said, I am willing to dispel the stereotypes. I'm willing to find out how much of this is true. Are the people really hospitable? Are they really nice and genuine? Or are they just trying to get some dollars versus pesos? I want to find out. And then there's also the other extreme. The women in the Philippines are so much better. They make perfect wives. They're the perfect girlfriends. Come to the Philippines. It's so easy to get a girlfriend. Though anybody can get a girlfriend here. Blah, blah, blah. Is that part really true? I don't think so. I think if you're a lame in America, you're a lame in the Philippines. If you're short, you know what I'm saying, in this country, you're short in that country, right? If you're horrible with women here, you're gonna be horrible with women there. So that's what I'm looking for is the truth and that balance, so that guys have a better idea of what to expect and they know they have to pack their skills when they go over there. A lot of guys think they're just going to come over here and the women are going to take them as they are. And a lot of women think in the West, think that the women over here are uneducated, primitive, underdeveloped. They don't know nothing. They can barely speak English. They're poor. They're in poverty. And the only reason why they want our undesirable men is because that's the best they can do. Like, like those women only want you because they're so poor that they need rescuing. Is
And
that
yet the
true?
Miss Universe are from the Philippines.
So that's what I'm saying. So we got to try to figure out how much of it is true, how much of it is not. And also, what I will say is there's an equal stigma and an equal, um, what you call it, stereotypes. Because a lot of American guys go to Thailand. I've seen it with my own eyes. They come to the Philippines, and they're literally coming here for sex tourism. They're coming here to take advantage of the women who need the money, and they're using their money as sexual leverage. Now, what percentage of Westerners is doing that? You see what I'm trying to say? So now when a guy comes over here, it's like some people could feel like you're just here because you want to pay for sex, right? And that's horrible. That's a horrible reputation for us to have as foreigners. You want to come over here so you can be an old creepy man and deal with girls half your age, the age of your daughter back in America. That's so gross. But is that all the older guys? They're guys. I see older guys all the time with women that are like 5 to 10 years younger than them. If you're a 50-year-old man and you're engaged to a 40-year-old Filipina, there's nothing sick about that. That's pretty normal. She still looks good for her age. You're only 12 or 10 years older than her. Cool. But that doesn't mean that there aren't guys that are 55 years old with a 19-year-old. We have that too. And when you see that, it's like, really, old man? Really, dude? So I think it's a little bit happening on both sides. All right. So, okay, cool. So we got it. Don't come over here for that, guys. Don't come over here trying to use your money to get late. It's lame. All right. Come over here and take advantage of the fact that dates are cheaper here. Showing a girl a good time is cheaper here. Being romantic is cheaper here. Experiences are cheaper here. Take advantage of that. Fair enough?
Yeah.
All right. All right. We'll get out of here, guys. Like I said, stay tuned. Plenty more interviews coming, plenty more beautiful women. And we're going to get you guys up to speed so you can plan your trips and have an amazing time. Cool? Peace.
Shout out Authentic Alphas. Like and subscribe.
For the boys, leave a like and leave a comment on Authentic Alphas.
Hit that bell.
Hit that bell.
Shout out Authentic Alphas. Real shit.
Have a great night. Happy New Year. We'll
Happy
see you
New Year,
later.
man.
Hey, be
Hey,
safe.
Hey, man, I love you guys, man. Live life, brothers.